the most dreaded creature of them all.
See this cute little vial here? It's crack, rock cocaine.
More trouble than they're worth.
In 2012, the Rolling Stones celebrated 50 years as one of the most influential music acts in rock history, recording a total of 24 studio albums and selling a total of 68 million units. The band have become icons of pop culture. But the man who is responsible for forming the band is often overlooked in their history. Keith may have been the prototypical bad boy rock star, but Brian Jones was so uncontrollable, he was fired from the band in 1969. Born in February of 1942, Brian displayed a virtuosity for music from an early age, with the ability to play almost any instrument in front of him. Brian formed the Rolling Stones with keyboard player Ian Stewart after dropping out of high school, and named the group after his favorite Muddy Waters song. Brian hand-picked Mick, Keith, and Charlie from the cream of London's underground music scene, and was the guiding creative force during their formative years. But as the band progressed from being a blues cover band to becoming rock royalty, Jagger and Richards emerged as the primary songwriters, and moved the music closer to the classic Stones sound that we know today. As Brian's influence in the band waned, he spiraled into drug and alcohol abuse. Brian's behavior became erratic, and missing performances and recording sessions became a frequent occurrence as he isolated himself from the rest of the band. The tensions only increased during the recording of 1967's Their Satanic Majesty's Request and 1968's Beggar's Banquet. Brian had a distaste for both albums, feeling the band had deviated from their blues roots and had become nothing more than a contrived pop act. The situation became unbearable when, while vacationing in Morocco, Brian's longtime girlfriend, Anita Pallenberg, tired of Brian's verbal and physical abuse, left him for fellow bandmate Keith Richards. Brian's last performance with the group would be the concert film The Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus, which wouldn't be released until 1996. On June 9, 1969, Brian sent out a press release announcing he had left the band. 20-year-old guitar prodigy Mick Taylor would be his replacement. Brian was discovered motionless in the swimming pool at his home on the evening of July 3, 1969, by then-girlfriend Anna Woolen. Brian would be the first of a string of deaths in the psychedelic music scene of the late 60s, which would also include Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison. On an interesting side note, controversy would follow Brian even in death, as several murder theories have emerged. The most persistent theory involves Frank Thurgood, a living construction contractor. Apparently, Mr. Thurgood and Brian got into a heated argument the evening of Brian's death over the quality of Frank's work on Brian's house. The theory has resurfaced several times over the years, the last time being in 1993, when Frank Thurgood allegedly gave a deathbed confession of the incident, although the confession has never publicly been confirmed. The case was reviewed several times by law enforcement agencies, but remains closed, stating that all evidence of foul play has been inconclusive. In 1999, Anna Woolen published a book titled The Murder of Brian Jones, in which she gives a detailed account of the incident that night and affirms Mr. Thurgood's guilt. She goes on to claim that the murder was covered up by the Rolling Stones management, not wanting to attract any further negative press around the band. Brian's legacy and influence continues today. Psychedelic revivalists, the Brian Jonestown Massacre, take their name from a reference to both the troubled musician and the 1978 tragedy at Guyana. Brian Jones remains a warning to the dangers of combining an unhappy rock star and untreated drug abuse.